Right now, many spots in South Florida are underwater. Officials have urged people to stay off the roads in heavily affected areas if possible. Some areas have seen up to 18 to 25 inches of rain since Monday. The National Weather Service says a flood watch remains in effect for all of South Florida through later this evening. Another 2 to 4 inches of more rainfall is expected tonight. On the worst of days, though, there can sometimes be a silver lining, a double rainbow shining over the ocean in South Florida. When it's all over this weekend, Florida could be reaching record levels of rain for the year. Meteorologist Chris Bianchi gives us a local perspective of that, explaining how these storms relate to a similar storm many of us in Colorado remember well.
Well, you've probably heard about the wild rainfall and the wild rain totals they've seen out in South Florida. Lots of images of destruction and damage from South Florida. So I want to compare what we've seen in Florida to what we would think of that here in Colorado. So I'm going to kind of localize this a little bit for you. First of all, here's some of those wild rainfall totals. Many cases, this is all in the Miami metro area. We've seen as much as 20.5 inches worth of precipitation in a few days. Miami, generally speaking, looks to me like they've picked up about 15 inches of rain, give or take, throughout most of the area. By the way, a few more inches of rain likely there this weekend. That is more than what Denver typically gets in a full calendar year. And we're talking about total precipitation. So if you were to take the snow that we get each year and melt it down to the liquid equivalent, we get about 14.5 inches of total water each year. Miami this week alone has picked up more than what Denver typically gets in a full calendar year. But it goes beyond that, right? It's not an apples and oranges thing. Miami is a much wetter climate. They are in the tropics. They get about 60 inches of rain per year. So if you were to take about a quarter of what Miami typically gets in a year, again, they get about 60 inches on average. That'd come out about 15 inches of water. Point being, that would be like Denver getting 4, 5, 6 inches of rain in a single week, which is roughly what we saw in the September 2013 floods. Now, we had some localized bands higher than that. We also had more rain in the foothills, which is an area that gets a lot more rainfall than Denver on average. But point being, I think it's safe to roughly equal what we've seen in the Miami area this week to what we saw here in Colorado back in the September 2013 floods.